to Short Film Saturday.
Yay.
Here on Indie Film Cafe.
Yay.
I'm laughing because we just watched a movie called Guns. What was it called? Guns, Water, and Food: An American Story. Done by a guy named
right-wing paranoid fantasy
Jesse Knight. I don't know if it was, if Jesse actually is like this at all. I don't think he is, probably.
You better prep, because the evil government's going to get you and your kinfolk.
But this was made, I think, I don't know, it had to be before 2013, because that's when this movie came out, The Orbs. And it's on the Orbs DVD, so we figured, why don't we check it out? And it was a little confusing.
It's pretty confusing.
Yeah, so basically what we sort of gathered after talking about it, during and after the movie, is that this paranoid, right-wing, anti-government, anti-everything else Christian guy finds out that there's another civil war that starts in 2015.
At least it's not the virus this time.
Yeah, right. It's not that 2023 or whatever movie, or 25, movie that we watched. But it and basically it's not propaganda or anything. This movie is.
It's like it wants to be sort of an action-y sort of thing. The problem is we don't know who's related to who and why. It's just one person in a camo shooting another person in a camo, and then going to somebody else's house, and we don't understand why they're there, because are they related? I assume they're related. Someone gets buried. We're not sure who.
Somebody gets buried. I think it was the mom of his.
I guess.
But like you see her, and she says something like "tell me" or something like that. Like,
because remember, like early on, you see he's burying something.
Right.
And then you don't know.
And then you kind of see flashbacks, but you don't know that they're flashbacks. The only way you know that they're flashbacks is when you don't see the flashbacks, he's got blood all over him. When you do see the flashbacks, he doesn't have blood on him.
We kept thinking it was the kid who was getting killed, like several times.
I think that's what they wanted you to think, because remember, we thought that we're like, oh, did the kid die?
Or the dog.
Did the kid die? And then we see the kid outside, and the guy's like, get away from the dog and stuff. And then he brings the kid in, and as he brings the kid in, there's this man just sitting there with a gun
pointed at him,
looking like it was going to shoot the kid, but he never did.
He doesn't shoot
anyone. And then
anyone.
He doesn't shoot anybody. He points it at the guy, and the guy's like, takes out his handgun and is like, hey. And, handgun against a rifle.
You're going to lose.
Yeah.
The guy's behind a tree. He's got you dead to rights. And instead of shooting, he just walks up and gives up his food.
Gives up his food and all this other stuff, which I don't even know why he did that to begin with.
And all just so that he could end up getting killed by the guy later on when he finds the dog in the hole in the ground.
Yeah. So there's just some...
But then the kid was there with him. So, remember, he goes in the hole and the kid's there. So somewhere along the line, I guess the guy took the kid?
Kidnapped the kid, maybe?
It's confusing. I don't know.
I feel like there was more to the story that maybe the director had, but, just ended up putting it,
It was just confusing. I mean,
condensing it
look,
down.
You can make a crazy right-wing fantasy thing. If it's done right, it can still be fun, interesting cinema. It just needs to be more explained and just more thought out and more. There need to be more connections for the audience to understand what's going on.
Yeah, I was very confused throughout, everything.
I mean, and it's tough to make other people who aren't in the same kind of thought wave sympathize for that kind of person, but you can do it. It's all in the storytelling. And in this case, the storytelling is just confuddled.
It started out with the guy freaking out about the Civil War apparently happening and everything, and just saying, oh my God, I can't believe it's here, it's happening. Oh my God, what am I going to do? And then we hear the kid crying, but it doesn't sound like a kid crying.
Sounds like a baby.
It sounds like a baby crying, like a newborn. So we were just
right.
I was expecting a newborn baby.
Is it like the same kid now grown up later?
Right. I don't know. That's a good question.
Because we don't really get a sense of time either.
Yeah, we get a sense that, like, yeah, because the flashbacks don't explain what time period, and how long have things happened. Like I said, I think the mom, because I think he saw a mom, because he went right to her and he came up to her. If not, it was just somebody he knew.
You know what would have explained it from the very, very beginning when he's going and he's hearing the bombing and all that? Have a picture of the family that shows everybody involved as a family unit. That would explain stuff right then and there. And
Yeah.
it just needs to be in the background.
Yeah, but unfortunately, we don't get any of that, so it's very confusing as to who.
Yeah.
Like you said in the beginning, like who's related to who, what's going on necessarily. I don't know. It was weird.
And then the other thing that really bugged me, and it happened every time, and you saw me just being annoyed. In this kind of a situation, you don't just kill someone and walk away. You kill somebody and you take everything useful that they've got, because you're not going to get any more guns. You're not going to get any more ammunition. You're not going to get any more food.
Especially
Clothing.
when he's talking on the radio or whatever, and he's doing some kind of broadcast, and he's saying that guns, water, and food is what, is what we need these days, and blah blah blah. Then if he doesn't take a gun, then he's like not even
Right.
being
What's
true
your
to
backup?
himself. Then he's not even being true to himself, and so
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought it was he did it. He did the second time. When you saw him again, he was like, you were like, oh, good, he actually took the gun.
Clearly, the guy's not a Dungeons and Dragons player, because we never leave a body without looting the hell out of it. But that's what you would do in that situation. You, even clothes and shoes, you're not going to get that anymore.
You know what? He's definitely not a Dungeons and Dragons guy, because he would think Dungeons and Dragons is the devil.
No, of course.
That's what Christians, a lot of those like hardcore Christians
Well,
think.
wackadoodle Christians, not
Right,
regular
and
Christians.
that's what he is, right? Like that character
think so.
is a wackadoodle Christian.
That's definitely the whiff I got.
And like it was funny because we were talking about it. We saw the characters in camo. We were like, no, that's what the Christian kind of things would
The
wear.
Christian militia.
Yeah, would wear.
The gravy seals.
So there's a great movie out called Civil War. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I was going to mention that. I haven't seen it. I heard it was good. I'm very curious because I've heard a very mixed bag about it.
Well, so I watched it a couple times, and it's on HBO Max or whatever. But there's the scene with I always call him Wish Matt Damon, Jesse Plemons.
Oh yeah,
Great actor, but he looks just like Matt. And he did a Matt Damon impression in this movie, in my opinion. I thought, oh, Matt Damon's in the movie, and then I found out it was Jesse Plemons, and I'm like, okay,
Lesser
I get it,
Matt
I
Damon.
get it. But I like him. I just, so he's great in it. But he's
Not
wearing
quite Matt Damon.
he's wearing camo, and everything, and he's that right wing militia kind of character. So like it got that. Alex Garland is a great director, can get that stuff. Jesse is still new, it seems, or whatever. At least in this, when he did this, he was pretty new in directing. So I can't fault him for a lot of the stuff that happened, especially money and budget wise. You're probably trying to make it short so it's not too long.
Well, and that's just it. Why? I think this story, if it's, if there should be more to it, I think this probably deserves another 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I think you can tell a better story in this case. Usually we're looking at movies and saying, oh, we need to shorten it up. I think this is a case where we needed to see more.
We need to see more because we need to know what was going on and who was connected to. We need more background.
Right, and we don't need to know the why the Civil War's happening.
I don't care
doesn't
about
matter.
that.
What we need to do is to figure out who this guy is that we're watching, why he's doing what he's doing with all the other people involved.
Oh.
That's what we need.
Exactly.
And I think there's another 15 minutes at least that you could tell that and just give us details.
Yep.
So,
Alright.
not bad, not horrible, but just
Could be better.
Had a lot more potential.
Yep. All right. Well, hope you guys enjoyed this. Join us a couple weeks from now. It's going to be the last episode of the season, so get ready for that. Who knows? We're about to record it. Who knows what's coming next? Till then, everybody. Bye.